Some tasty vittles, courtesy of our great friend of the show. I think we're going to come up with something new. Chef Shayne, hey, how about that? Chef Shayne, hey. Let's just jump right in, Shayne. How you doing?
So I'm doing great.
You're
Glad
always
to be
doing
here.
great. Glass half full with all of you.
Absolutely.
What are we making here today?
We're making some franks and beans, something totally familiar, but we're going to add a lot of flavor. We're going to add a lot of vegetables. We're going to kind of hide those in there.
Vegetables?
It's going to be delicious.
Okay.
Things you wouldn't expect. We're going to start with a full cup of onions, and they're really finely diced because we're trying to hide them and kind of make them kind of just fold into the barbecue sauce that we're kind of make around the beans.
Are you hiding them from the children, or are you hiding them from the taste with onions?
No, you'll totally taste it. But you know, if you have kids that are kind of picky, or even adults that are kind of picky,
Sure.
Vegetables can be kind of a tough sell. But we're going to add a lot of them here. So this is a full serving of vegetables in your franks and beans. Once again, we've got some finely diced red peppers, just red bell peppers, not anything spicy, because we're going to add some spice in a little bit.
Okay. But if you wanted to, you could always add some jalapenos or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Fresh jalapenos out of the garden. We've got some finely diced carrots.
And Shayne, right now,
are
I know it's kind of the end of getting towards the end of the summer, but how are the vegetables out there now?
Oh, there's great, because they've had all summer to, kind of come along. So we've got a quarter cup of carrots. You could totally hide some zucchini in here if you've got some extra ones of those. We've got a
You're all about going clandestine franks and beans.
Well,
I love it.
It's healthy, but it's familiar.
Yeah.
We've got some celery.
Okay.
And
how much celery?
About a half a cup.
Half a cup. Okay.
And about a cup of mushrooms. Those are kind of give it a meaty flavor, kind of a little umami back in the back of it.
Mushrooms.
And yeah, they'll cook way down. And the other thing too is, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, that's a lot of chopping, go to the store. They have onions and celery and peppers on the shelf already cut up for you, and get about 2 cups of it. And that will totally make this this come together.
So you're not spending 45 minutes to an hour slicing and dicing, and the kids are just falling asleep on the couch.
Right, absolutely. Take some help from the store where you can. We've
What
got
do we
a
have
clove
right
of garlic.
Clove of garlic, nice.
And so if you were
This is like a meal unto itself, Shayne.
Right, it is totally. It's a total one-pot meal. It's totally going to be something that you can have on the table in about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how this kind of cooks down.
Oh, that's good.
And so if you didn't notice, when we were in the previous teases, we have already browned our franks, and then we're going to cook the vegetables kind of in the oil that those gave off. So you're not adding a bunch of oil, you're adding a little bit, maybe like a teaspoon to get those started.
Which is not too bad at all.
Which is fine. You're thinking about all these vegetables. So if the vegetable at home, give these a few more minutes to kind of get them to kind of, come together and wilt a little bit.
Would you add any seasoning to these, salt, pepper at all?
Later we're going to add some pepper, but there's enough salt in the beans and the franks that we don't really need to add any salt. And this is some tomato paste. We're going to kind of mash that down in there and give it a few minutes.
Half a cup or so?
3 tablespoons.
3 tablespoons.
A little less than half a cup.
Okay.
And we're going to let that caramelize. If you're cooking this at home, give this about 5 minutes. You'll start to smell it. It'll be delicious. And
how do you know when it's done, Shayne?
it gets a little bit browner, like it's bright red now. It won't be. It won't be then.
Okay.
So we're going to let this go for a little bit. If you're at home, because we're going to move along because it's TV, we're going to start adding the rest of our flavors. So we're going to add 2 15-ounce cans of beans, and these happen to be a 3-bean mix with kidney beans and pinto beans and black beans. And we're going to use all the liquid that's in there. The liquid is going to help us with our sauce.
So don't drain them.
Don't drain them, but buy good beans. Buy like organic, low sodium beans, and read the labels, because these organic beans have less sodium than some of the other brand names that say low sodium. So keep an eye on the labels. If you do end up getting some with more higher sodium in them, then you can totally drain them and put a little bit of water in.
How about the taste with the organic and low sodium?
You can taste the beans. You don't just taste salt, I think. So we've got that done. Now we're going to start building our sauce. We've got a cup of water that we may add in a little bit. We're going to take a look.
Because right now it's looking a little soupy.
It's going to be soupy, and we're going to start making basically kind of a barbecue sauce around this. So we've got about 2 tablespoons of mustard.
That's a little Dijon. There's a little kick right there.
That's Dijon,
as well.
but use your favorite, or yellow mustard if you have it in the house. We got a couple of teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce.
Say that 3 times
I can't.
fast.
And a couple of tablespoons of apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar. Okay.
And because that's going to be tangy, and then we're going to offset that with a couple of tablespoons of maple syrup.
So why the maple syrup? Why did you need to counter?
I think you need a little bit of sweet and savory. Yeah, absolutely. A little balance. So you're going to get a little tang, and you're going to get a little of the sour kind of, and it's going to be a well-balanced dish. So, and now we've got a good helping of fresh cracked pepper.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that is
about
a
a
good helping,
tablespoon.
Yes. And what will this serve?
This will serve at least 4 with probably leftovers for lunch.
Indeed.
So give that a quick stir. Pop the franks back in here.
We have under a minute here, Shayne. What if people at home are vegetarian? like
try
myself?
try some tofu dog, because they have lots of different flavors out there. Leave the beans out. It's like the franks out. It's totally a delicious bean stew once it cooks down.
And really healthy.
Yeah, totally healthy. And, you know, you're not even going to see it. So okay, so now you've got it all together. Medium low heat, cover it up, let it sit for like 15 minutes. Stir it occasionally, keep an eye on it.
And
then you've got a lovely...
Look at that. It did turn into a barbecue sauce.
It is, totally, absolutely.
You are a magician in the kitchen. Hey, thanks for watching Virginia this morning. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock right here on CBS 6.